Hey everyone, welcome to Facebook Live Ask Admissions. I'm Jordan Stevenson, very excited to have you with us on this dreary February night. I don't know, maybe you're watching this in like Washington State, highly doubtful, but pretty much all in the Southeast, it's gross. But it's not gross inside, it's really nice, really perfect temperature here on the Marietta campus. And we are excited to talk about financial aid and scholarships at KSU. So, an incredible night. I know you're going to have lots of questions. And we have a really special guest with us tonight. And I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, so my name is Samantha Helgeson. I am one of the assistant directors in the financial aid office. I have been working in the financial aid office for about 5 years now. However, I actually attended Kennesaw State, so I have been around since basically 2010.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say hooty hoo.
Teamwork, baby.
Yeah. You all know me. I'm Jacinta Lester, manager of admissions for special populations.
That's a pretty big, bold ego statement you just made. You all know me. That was awesome. I love it. We call it, she's MASP.
MASP.
Yeah, do your hand like you're not going to do
I'm
it
not
because we're
gonna
on
do it.
camera. But
Yeah, no.
in the office, she'll do it. Okay, so a little bit of news from the Nest. A couple things to update you on with what's going on here on campus. So we have our big admissions open houses coming up. This weekend, the 15th, the next weekend, the 22nd. This weekend is on the Marietta campus. So that's the 15th. The next weekend on the 22nd is on the Kennesaw campus. If you have not signed up and you're out there, you're a family, you're a student, you're looking at going to KSU or just trying to explore where's the next place for you to go, whether it's after high school, maybe you're out there thinking about transferring to KSU, come to Open House. Open House is the absolute best day to feel out campus, talk to faculty members in your chosen major, get to eat on campus, whether it's in Stingers or the Commons, you get our incredible food. We're ranked 5th in the nation in dining, so it is fantastic. And then get a campus tour, you get to do the whole 9 yards, and you get to talk to awesome people like Sam in financial aid. So if you've got some really particular questions, Open House is a great day to do it. Also, if you come and you're still on the fence and you haven't applied yet to the university, we have application stations on those days. So you can apply on site. We're going to help walk you through the process, make sure you feel comfortable. Easy peasy, great day to do everything that you need to do with KSU. So February the 15th, February the 22nd, you sign up at visit.kennesaw.edu. You can also go to our open house website. It's admissions.kennesaw.edu/open house. All of these links are going to be posted in the Facebook Live, so have no fear. You'll be able to see them there in the comments, so make sure you just click on the links and go and sign up. Other things going on, we have a Fafsa Night that's coming up. One on each campus. So on February the 20th, we'll have one on the Kennesaw campus, and on February the 25th, we'll have one on the Marietta campus. Fafsa Night, are you excited?
We are super excited. We just ask that you guys go ahead and register in advance. You will be able to register on the special events website. That pretty much lays all of the information out for you. We just ask that you know your social security number, bring your FSA username and password. If you don't have one yet, we will help you create one. And we also ask you to bring 2018 tax documents if you filed taxes that year.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I love this. I think this is an incredible chance to ease the financial aid process, the front end, right? Filling out the FAFSA. So many times when we talk to students in admissions, I'm sure you do as well, Samantha, that it's not necessarily a tedious process, right? I mean, I've done it for myself. Yeah, it's scary. I think that's a good way to say it.
The fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Bingo. Perfect. Okay, we should have asked the person that worked the financial aid to say it first, right? Not me and my interpretation.
You know where you're going.
Exactly. What you've just said is exactly why you want to come to Fafsa Night. So they're going to help you make this process less scary, right? Okay, so come to Fafsa Night. The link's going to be in the Facebook Live post as well, so make sure you follow that link. Got a couple of deadline dates we want to make sure that you're aware of. We're now at the beginning of February. Although dates are trickling by. I mean, it's already double digits in February.
That's crazy.
And we want to make sure you're aware of deadlines. So if you're out there and you're a family with a student that's interested in dual enrollment, we've got our manager of admissions for special populations, our MASP. She's here, and she's the dual enrollment queen at the university, so she's going to help you out with that. Sorry,
that's a title.
I set you up for the lot. We tried to get that official through HR, but they rejected it. I don't know why.
Let me be queen.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they're keeping you down.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's
so
okay.
anyway, we ended up with MASP. But March 27th is the dual enrollment deadline for fall 2020. So we want to make sure that you're applying for dual enrollment if you're interested in coming. We have an incredible program. Jacinta and her team does an incredible job with dual enrollment. It's a great opportunity to get plugged in at KSU. Go ahead and get that college experience while still in high school, and then stay with us after you graduate high school. Easy process, roll right into what we call your degree-seeking side of college, official college, whatever you want to call it. But it's easy. She's going to make it easy. She's going to make it fun for you as well. We get you in here. We get you plugged into the community. Help not just with other dual enrollment students, with all sorts of students that are here at the institution. So it's a great way to experience KSU and earn college credit while still in high school. Deadline is March 27th.
And can I say, to go back to open house, I will be doing info sessions at open house on the Marietta campus and the Kennesaw campus. So if you want to learn more about dual enrollment, maybe you're still trying to decide where am I going to go, we would love to see you at open house for my info session. So shameless
awesome.
plug.
Boom, show up. Yep. It's at 1:45.
1:45
at open houses. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then some other deadlines. So March 27th, dual enrollment. Also, I think it's important to note we will accept the March test score. So if you
March
need
14th.
March to test, March 14th.
March 14th.
Is that SAT or ACT?
SAT. We'll accept that test.
Perfect.
Yep.
So if you're out there and you're like, oh my gosh, we didn't even think about dual enrollment, and now you've heard it. Then your student needs to take that March 14th test. If they're a junior in high school, they haven't tested yet, somebody like that. So maybe even sophomore out there haven't tested yet, time to test. Last deadline dates I want to tell you about are our summer and our fall application deadline dates. So for summer and for fall, if you're a freshman coming into the institution or all other student types, June 1 is your deadline date. So you've got between now and June 1 to apply, complete your application. We do offer admissions decisions on a rolling basis. So if you apply now, you complete your application, that's submitting high school transcripts, test scores, whatever is required, your community college transcript, whatever it may be. Once your application is complete, it takes us a couple weeks to make a decision, but we turn out decisions really quickly, and then you're ready to go, and you know whether you're in or not to KSU, and if you're not, what you need to work on to become admissible, and that way you can do all your next steps like signing up for housing. Housing's open right now for fall students. Orientation's open for fall students that are wanting to come to KSU. So you want to get in line so you can start to do all those next steps and be on track to start successfully, whether that's the summer or the fall. So June 1 is your deadline date. We're going to have deadline link posted in the post as well. And then the final deadline date for fall 2020, if you're a transfer student, you have all the way until June the 12th to apply. So not that bad. Okay, that's my news from the nest. A lot of news from the nest. But we are here tonight to talk about...
We got a question already.
We have a question already.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Holy
We got
cow.
3 questions.
Well, it is
Sorry.
financial aid scholarship
Come
night.
on.
So, but we're going to talk all about financial aid and scholarships.
Yes.
And let's hear this question.
Yeah.
And as we go, we'll make sure Sam gets to share all the cool things she wants to share about financial aid and scholarships.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first question comes from Susan. She wants to know if they did a tour over the summer, have applied, and decided to attend KSU, when should they come to open house? So she's asking about this weekend, so maybe let's differentiate between the 2 that we have in February, and I can ask for a little bit more information as well.
For open house. So really just depends on your major and what you're interested in. So the February 15th open house, which is this weekend after Valentine's Day, is going to be our Marietta campus. So if you have a student that's interested in STEM or STEAM, so you're interested in engineering, architecture, construction management, computer science, you would want to come to our Marietta open house. If you are interested in more of our pre-professional programs, maybe you want to be a part of the arts, more liberal arts programs, then you would want to come to the Kennesaw campus, which is going to be the following week on the 22nd. But I would say you should come to both. That way you can see both campuses. I know that's 2 Saturdays. You may not want to spend 2 Saturdays with us, even though we want you to.
We're fun people. We're fun people.
Samantha's amazing. But if we would definitely love you to come and see both campuses, because you never know. You might take a class at the Kennesaw campus, but you're a Marietta campus major and vice versa. So, but it's all dependent on your major.
We have a lot of special things that happen during open house as well. So like if you want to learn about dual enrollment, or if you're a transfer student, we have a transfer session. If you'd like to hear information in Spanish, we have a Spanish session. So it's really the best day to engage the university as much as you can as a prospective student, and try everything out. So I think you can't go wrong. You've already been on a campus tour. That's great. Open house is even more in depth, particularly regarding your major of interest. So you get to find out much more from the faculty, from department chairs, from deans about what's going on in your particular academic areas that you're interested in. So that's really, to me, the biggest benefit of open house.
Our next question comes from Sue. Her son will be a freshman starting in fall 2020. He doesn't see anything showing in AliExpress for financial aid. It's not showing fall 2020. What should he do?
So we actually have not started awarding yet for the 2021 academic year. Our goal is to have that the awarding process started hopefully mid-March. Basically, we're just waiting for a system update that comes in with the Pell charts for next year and all that good stuff. So our goal is the middle of March.
Perfect.
Awesome. We have another question similar to that as well. When will freshmen begin receiving award letters?
As long as their application's on file. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick plug. The FAFSA application, or our priority deadline, is March 1st. So you guys have 3 weeks to go ahead and get the FAFSA completed for next year if you haven't already done so.
Why don't we talk about that a little bit? Just so, what about for those families out there that have so much going on in their life, and they've got, maybe this is their first student going to college, and they haven't even touched the FAFSA yet.
Okay.
What's your recommendations to, like you said earlier, make this process less scary?
I was gonna say, if you can't come to our Fafsa Nights, which again will be a super awesome tool to get you, comfortable with the process. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is set up a username and password. The parents need one, and then the student will need their own. So that's the first step. That shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes to set up. The actual FAFSA application, again, as a first-time user, still shouldn't take more than half an hour, especially if you have your tax documents with you. Again, half an hour at max. And then if you're doing a renewal, it will probably take closer to 15 to 20 minutes.
And where should they go to get the FAFSA? Because everybody likes to Google now, but what's the best way to access the FAFSA application?
The shortest URL that will get you there is FAFSA, FAFSA.ed.gov. And there is a website that will try and get you to pay for it, but the first F in FAFSA is free, the free application for federal student aid, so please don't pay for it. If you are concerned that you're looking at the wrong website, please give our office a call and we will kind of point you in the right direction.
Awesome. Okay, the questions are coming in. Lots of financial aid
All
questions.
right, I like it.
Okay, so, here's an open house one. Will you have other open house dates during the spring?
We will have other open house dates. So we're not releasing those dates yet. We'd love to see you here at our February dates on the 15th or the 22nd. But we will have some other future dates, and I'll just go ahead and slip out and say they're in the month of April. So just watch for those to be posted before too long. But yes.
Okay, cool. One more open house one, and then we'll get back to financial aid. If they've signed up and paid for orientation, should they still attend open house?
Yes. Once again, we want you to come on campus. We want you to experience the opportunity to learn more about your major, to learn more about the different opportunities you can be a part of. So although you may not be a dual enrollment student or a transfer student, will have other opportunities like Thrive, so helping students keep their hope, or talking more about our care center. So there's definitely some more things that you can learn more about at open house. So even though you're going to orientation, once again, we just want you guys to experience KSU in all aspects.
And thank you for signing up for orientation. Yes. That's awesome. We look forward to seeing you at orientation as well. Another thing I want to add to what you've said, Jacinta, is I've heard so many stories of students. Matter of fact, I was on campus the other day, and a student that I see quite frequently stopped me, and I met him originally at open house. Open house is a great way to meet people, meet future owls. So not just yourself getting some information, but you're actually, especially the spring open houses, a lot of these students that are coming, they're accepted to the university, and they're really trying to make that final decision on where's the best fit college for them, where's the place that they see themselves spending the next 4 years, where's the place that makes the most sense. So when you come and you meet other students that are like you, they're going through the same situations, that are thinking the same things, it helps you figure out, one, is this the right place for you? But two, could these be my future friends? Could these be people that also help me make my mind up about, is this the right place for me? So we've had a lot of stories shared over time where people met their future roommates at open house, some stories of significant others.
Ooh.
Those are kind of fun.
She said it right after Valentine's Day. You never know.
Hey,
You never
whoa!
know, Sam.
Oh, okay, that's special. We probably made a bigger deal than I think. But yeah, okay, cool.
We all love Valentine's
You
Day.
never
over here.
know. You never know. But
saying.
you know what? You won't know if you don't show.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Boom. I just came up with that.
No, if you don't show.
So I had to say it. All
Okay.
right, what we got?
Okay, they are just like really coming in. Okay, we have one about some fees. A student is asking why they need to pay an athletic fee if they are not involved in sports.
Okay, so the student fees are basically mandated between the Board of Regents, and from my understanding, they're also, students have the opportunity to vote on things like this. It's basically a standard set. Basically just gives you access to the amenities or
See anemones.
those things that students can use on amenities. Thank you.
I got you.
Amenities,
I got you.
like again using the gym or the tracks, all that
Going
kind of
to a
stuff.
free game.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
The free sports games. And again, this information it was voted on. One thing I can encourage you to do is just get active, participate in student government, all that good stuff. But again, if you have more questions about those, kind of what they go to and what they're for, they are listed on the Bursar's office website. But again, they basically start at the Board of Regents.
Cool. Okay, our next question comes from Cedric. He says, "Hi, everyone."
What's up?
Hey, Cedric.
He is looking for some assistance for current out-of-state students who have been trying to get financial aid assistance for school. Much appreciated.
Is Cedric a new incoming student, like a new applicant, or like in
It
which
doesn't
term is
say.
Cedric starting?
Cedric, can
Comment
you?
below,
Yeah.
and then we'll answer your question because
Come
that'll
back.
help
Yeah.
me and maybe help Samantha as
Sure.
well.
Yeah, Cedric, just leave us a little more info, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chloe wants to know if she's taking out loans for the 2021 school year but graduates in fall 20, what happens to the other half of the loans that I would have received in spring 2021?
Okay, so when you basically don't enroll in classes, your financial aid won't disperse. One of the requirements of financial aid is being in a minimum, for your loans, is being in a minimum of at least 6 credit hours that are degree applicable. So again, if you don't enroll, we will never disperse them, therefore they won't get added onto your total loans. But again, you can come in and see us and say, hey, I'm getting ready to graduate. If it's gonna make you sleep better at night, you can fill out a cancellation form and just get them off your account from the jump. Totally up to you. So once you're packaged for next year, come in and see us and we'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Good question.
Okay, Courtney wants to know, is there anything special for families who have 2 students attending during the same year?
So when you're completing a FAFSA application, it does ask you to indicate the members of your household that are in college. So the FAFSA application will take into account that your family has more than one student, attending college at the same time. There really isn't anything specific through the Department of Education or through Kennesaw State that is for individuals with 2 or more members in college. But again, when you're completing the FAFSA, it does take that into account.
Trisha wants to know, for the 2021 FAFSA, can you use your 2018 taxes if 2019 aren't done yet?
So actually, you are supposed to be using 2018 taxes on the 2021 FAFSA. So about 2 years ago, the Department of Education implemented something called prior year. So basically, your taxes will always be from 2 years ago. So for the 2021 FAFSA, we will actually want your 2018 tax information.
Awesome.
Great question.
Okay. Kim wants to know, how can she make sure her child's ACT scores are received at KSU, and what are the steps to apply for Zell?
You want to take the first part?
So I'll take the first part. So to verify that your student has submitted their ACTs and we've received them, there's 2 ways. When they log into their application status check from the admissions homepage, it'll let you know that we've received the ACT or SAT scores. If your student just tested, say, I know we had some cancellations of ACT scores, but say they took the test last week. Those scores will usually release within about 2 to 4 weeks. So just know there is a little bit of time before we actually receive those scores. So if they just tested, then just know it's going to take a little bit of time. If it's been longer than maybe say 4 weeks and you're still not seeing that on the status check, please email our admissions office, because then we can look into see why those scores have not been received. We can look them up. But ACT is really good. They send them pretty fast, and we download them within a few days of receiving them. So just know if you don't see them, we'll look them up for you and let you know if we've gotten them or not. You want to add anything?
Yeah, you can also go into your student profile on ACT or collegeboard.org and be able to see the places that the ACT or College Board have sent your test scores. So you can actually verify that they've sent them on their end before you even check your status check. But yeah.
As far as the application process goes, you can either do the FAFSA. The FAFSA is required to be renewed every academic year, or you can complete an application online at georgiafutures.org. It's called the GSFA application. You fill it out once and it will last for 7 years, but it is only good for Zell or Hope. You can't get any other type of aid with it. But again, FAFSA or the GSFA application.
Sam, do you find, that's a great question, I think especially for our Georgia students, not just for Zell, but for Hope. What are your recommendations? Should a student and a family fill out the Georgia Student Finance application? And then also the FAFSA, like, I mean, for me, I'm one of those people that I want to make sure I'm covered, you know, it's like double insurance.
Doesn't hurt.
Like, I don't have double insurance because I can't afford it, but if I could, I would, you know?
Give me all the
And
coverage.
So, yeah, that's right, like, multiple lines of coverage, but do you recommend that? Like, fill out both the FAFSA, because they're going to do that every year, you know, pretty much everybody. And also fill out the one application they ever have to submit for Georgia Student Finance?
We do recommend you go ahead and do both. That way, if there's ever a year where you forget to do your FAFSA or your FAFSA is submitted late, that GSFA application is still there, and we can still award you based off of that. The GSFA application doesn't actually really ask anything specific about taxes, so it's going to be a way easier process. Again, you just fill it out once and then you really don't have to think about it again. Unlike the FAFSA, you have to do it every year. So we recommend doing both. Again, even if you're not planning on using student loans or you don't qualify for Pell Grant, sometimes external scholarships require our office to verify what your need is, what your parents' income is. We can't do that without a FAFSA on file anyways. So it doesn't hurt just to go ahead and do both, even if you know you're not going to be using one. Our recommendation, again, would just be doing both. And again, it's a good experience. Filling out a FAFSA.
That's one way to look at it, yes.
Experience.
Okay. All right. Our next question's for you, Ms. Jacinta. It's about dual enrollment from Jennifer.
Okay.
Okay. So Jennifer wants to know if her child is enrolled for dual enrollment, do they need to pay for orientation if they will attend KSU this fall?
Yes, so if you are going to continue with us at KSU as a traditional freshman at KSU, then we will require you to go to orientation. We will be sending out emails letting you guys know how to sign up for that orientation for those dates that'll be available to you. So if you are a student and you're at KSU now, you want to continue, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me at depadmissions@kennesaw.edu. But yes, your student will be required to go to orientation as a traditional student, just to, although they've been doing college level classes, we still want them to get that freshman experience. So yes, you'll be at orientation with all the other freshmen coming in.
Cool. Okay. Wendy wants to know, or she's made a statement and then a follow-up question. Their financial situation has changed, so the information on the FAFSA is based on that. Will it be appropriate to bring documents to support the change to open house and discuss with financial aid? Or should she make an appointment, come to the office? What do you recommend, Sam?
So we will have some of our staff on hand ready to answer questions at open house. You don't need to bring any documents with you. For the privacy and protection of you guys, we don't actually take any paper documents. Everything is going to be uploaded through a secure portal in your Students Owl Express. So because FAFSA goes back 2 years ago, a lot of people are not in the same situation. Divorce, somebody's been laid off, whatever it may be. There's a process called a special circumstance. So to get the ball started, just contact your student's financial aid counselor. So if you go onto our website, financialaid.kennesaw.edu, our lovely assistant will go ahead and put that in the comments for you. Basically, every student has a counselor based on their last name. So just, again, we encourage your students to do most of the communications. Again, there's a lot of information we can't share with parents. I understand you're probably paying the bill, but they're considered adults. So encourage your student to reach out to their counselor, and again, just kind of outline the situation, and we will shoot you an email back and walk you through all of the necessary steps, what documents we would need, where you need to upload them, and then we can give you advice along the way if needed.
Samantha, when can families or students reach out to their financial aid counselor? Should it be beforehand or once they've been accepted? When's a good time?
So we don't actually process an application for financial aid until the student's fully accepted. That doesn't mean you can't reach out beforehand, but we won't really be able to truly give you our best answers until the student is fully admitted. So yeah, but again, if you've got questions, most financial aid basic policies are probably very similar from school to school. So again, it doesn't hurt to reach out, but we won't really be moving forward with your student's eligibility until they are accepted. Okay. Good question. Yeah.
Okay, they are literally just coming in.
It's a popular night.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so Sue says they did a FAFSA in October and had to do Irs verification. How can they make sure that you have everything we need from them for their award? They don't want to get behind.
Awesome. So y'all are way ahead of the game. Props. Love it. The document deadline for next academic year is actually going to be we'll say June. June comes before July. June 1st. I had to double check. I don't have a calendar in front of me. So we want all the documents to be submitted by June 1st. Again, if you want to double, triple check, have your student email their counselor, or they can log into their OWL Express under the financial aid tab. The very first link says view and submit eligibility requirements or something along those lines. It will bring them to that secure portal. As long as everything has the check mark next to it, that should be everything we need. However, if we review everything and have more questions, or if we need something else, you will get an email to your student email. So please, please, please get familiar with your KSU email, because I'm sure that's where you guys contact most of your students. But yeah, once you come through our admissions doors, everything is going to that KSU email.
Yep.
So please hook it up to your cell phone. Trust me, it'll make your life a lot easier.
Word to the wise.
Yeah.
Cool, all right. Next question comes from Trisha. She says they recently set up a FAFSA account and it's verifying their identity with Social Security admin. How long does that typically take?
I believe the Department of Education says it should typically take about maybe 3 to 5 business days. If it should be fairly quickly. It goes through the Social Security Administration database. So if you're not seeing any updates within probably like 5 business days, it might benefit you to reach out to the FSA helpline desk.
Awesome. Okay, the next question is pretty admissions focused. It's from Delilah. They want to know how likely an acceptance is if their SAT or ACT score is short a point. How do we evaluate a student and for acceptance?
I'm looking to you.
No, you won't.
I don't know where to look.
Right. So if you go to the admissions website, admissions.kennesaw.edu, you go to the undergraduate side of the website, and you look at our by student type eligibility. When it comes to incoming freshmen or transfer freshmen, we are looking at minimum GPA from high schools. Those are your academic courses, and we recalculate a GPA based on your academic credit. And then we're also looking at SAT and ACT scores. We're looking at minimum subsection scores. We don't look at the total SAT or total ACT score. We're looking at our composite ACT score. We're looking at the highest math, highest English, highest reading on the ACT in lieu of English, on the SAT, highest math, and highest evidence-based reading and writing. So if your student is off a point, let's say on the ACT, or 10 points on the SAT, that's usually when somebody in my office is going to counsel your student to find out a little bit more about them. How many times has your student tested? The average student taking an SAT or an ACT, and this is coming from the testing agencies, they'll take the test 3 times. And usually what they say with College Board or with ACT, your student is most likely to get their highest possible score after testing 3 times. A little bit of information out there, SAT and ACT, they have multiple versions of their tests. So it's classically been known that College Board, who makes the SAT, has 4 versions of a test. They have historically had an easy version, 2 medium versions, and a hard version. So I'm not really good with statistics, but I will say that I have an undergrad in religion. That's usually my joke. But I will say, if you take it 3 times, you're likely to get 1 of each. You may luck out and get just the easy and 2 mediums. And never have to touch the hard, but that's highly unlikely. So you're usually going to get your best possible score if you test 3 times. Sometimes Jacinta and I or the staff that we work with will talk with a student and a family, and the student's tested, say, 4 times or 5 times. That's not the case where I would really recommend that a student continue to test. I think that's too much, right? And it's too much burden on the student. Those are times where we'd counsel the student regarding other options that could be available at the university. But my first comment is usually for the student to retest and to focus in really on that area where they're deficient. So when you take the SAT or you take the ACT, you get a score report back, and in your score report, and a lot of times, I'm going to be honest, students aren't looking at the depth of the score report. It is actually telling the students what they're proficient at and what they're deficient at. So if you want to see areas for growth and areas that you as a student or you as a family need to work and utilize resources out there, that I always start with free resources. So places like Khan Academy, Khan Academy, that's a website. You can go to Khan Academy. They have an app as well. But utilize free resources with test prep, with working through certain subject matter. Like if I were to go and have to do calculus right now, right? Yeah, I don't know why I started with calculus, which is probably the easiest, then I would need some test prep. I would really need to go dig into the subject matter and work on my calculus skills, because it's been a long time. So find those areas that your student's deficient, those 10 points or that 1 point on the ACT, and really work at that area. Go back and retest, but hammer that particular discipline, and then see where you fall. We are always available in the admissions office to work with students and families. Please contact us. We'd love to talk more one-on-one about some of the nuances of college admissions.
All right, our next question comes from Rochelle. She wants to know what to do if her income has changed since the 2018 tax year used for FAFSA.
So if it was something outside of your control, again, like your job closed down, layoffs, whatever it may be, that special circumstance process would be, could potentially be helpful. Again, you can either have your students start that process through their Owl Express. If they can't figure it out, again, just reach out to our office and we will give you the steps on how to do it, because it is pretty much an all online process.
Okay. Karen wants to know if there are special scholarships for older adults going back to school for higher degrees.
Nice.
So the way the scholarships work here that are funded by KSU, we kind of call it an umbrella application. Mm-hmm. It's one big application and it automatically matches you to everything that you would qualify for. Really, there could be, again, you will put information about your age, your major, what degrees you're seeking, what you've already got. All of that information will be used to kind of figure out what scholarships you are eligible for. What I do recommend, however, is looking at outside sources. There are an abundance of outside sources, way more than what Kennesaw would have to offer. So we use the saying in our office all the time, never leave a rock unturned. It sounds so cheesy, but it is so true. Churches, any type of civic organizations, clubs, your employer, your parents' employer, you really never know. Even if it's a $250 scholarship check,
That's a book.
Book, literally that. Hopefully that'd be 2 or 3 books.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, really, can't say just Kennesaw alone. Try and look for some outside sources, because there's probably more opportunities from outside people.
Okay, so Rhiannon wants to know, she went to find her counselor, but it says vacant. What should she do?
That's the person's name. You should contact vacant. Next question. Just kidding, Rhiannon.
You can email our general email, FINAID, very original, at kennesaw.edu. We will get you in contact with the right person.
Nice.
I'm putting that.
But a way to go, Rhiannon, for being proactive.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, it's loading. Okay, let me get back to where I was. All right. Sonia wants to know, can a FAFSA be edited with parent information if it was already submitted?
Not sure what parent information you're trying to update. If it's like you incorrectly entered some tax information, if you did not link your FAFSA to the IRS, you will have the option to edit it. However, if it comes directly from the IRS, it really doesn't give you an option to change it because that's what the IRS has on file. If you're trying to, I guess, change parents, the FAFSA we kind of say is a snapshot in time. When the application was filled out, was the student living with you? Have they now moved in with another parent? Again, contact us or maybe give us a little bit more information about what has changed. But again, if it's tax information that you did wrong, you can absolutely log in and there's a little link on the bottom that says make a correction. And your student will click on that, they'll get it updated. But again, if it came from the IRS, no, you can't change that.
Okay, Jillian applied and is on the wait list. When can she expect a decision?
I'll take that question as well.
Yeah.
Just send
Defer that one.
I was just meeting with our boss the other day to talk through the wait list. So we're hoping for wait list decisions very soon. I can't give you a specific date, but I do want you to know we are taking our wait list of students very seriously. We look at every single nuance of every single wait list student. So that's the wait list is really just to inform the community, our Facebook community. We have a secondary review process in undergraduate admissions. If you don't meet those minimum standards, you've applied to the institution, but you're really close, you're just off in one section, something like that. And we really want to take a closer look at those applicants. So to hold those applicants, we put them into a wait list. And that's really what Jillian, was it Jillian? Okay, thank you. That's what Jillian, where she finds herself. So thanks for hanging in there with us, Jillian. Continue to hold. As soon as a decision's been made, you're going to get an email about it, and then you're going to get your official notification in the mail as well. So just watch out for that. That email is going to direct you where you can go and check your status. But we are looking at the wait list of students right now. I just can't give you an exact date when those decisions are going to be made. Much like that situation I was talking about earlier, if you're on the wait list, we have a lot of very talented students on the wait list, really high GPAs, doing fantastic in high school, and they're just off, like 10 points on a SAT math or 1 point on the ACT. And that's back to that conversation is I would start by asking you, how many times have you tested? There's still time to test. So we have March SAT that's coming up. You've got the opportunity. Do you know all the dates?
We have a March.
I don't off the top of my head.
March SAT. I think we have a May ACT, but I haven't committed it all to memory, which I should. But
Okay,
I
great.
haven't.
So
Sorry,
there's
guys.
some future tests, much like that incredible tool that tracks you every single movement you make. Use Google.
Google
You can
it.
see those, or your favorite other search engine, YouTube.
Bing.
No, Bing. DuckDuckGo or whatever it's called. But yeah, it's you can go out and find the SAT and the ACT
I can keep
dates.
going. I was like, ask Jeeves. I don't know.
Our deadline date is June the 1st. So my recommendation to you, if you're like the student that we were talking about earlier, and you've tested twice, I would go and test a third time. Test on the SAT or test on the ACT. I do recommend you stick with the tests you've been taking.
Yeah.
So we will take the highest math, highest English from each test. So you need to stick with the test that you've been taking. And just work on that area that you're deficient, if that's what it is. If it's high school grades and you haven't submitted your fall grades and those grades were completed and you did a really good job, submit your fall grades to us and we can reevaluate your GPA as well. And that may make you admissible right off the bat. So, but feel free to reach out to us in admissions if we can explain a little bit more for you.
Awesome. Okay. Jim has been accepted.
Congratulations.
Hooty hoo, Jim.
Yep, done his scholarship
It's a great
application.
name, by the
Oh
way.
my
Yes.
God.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
My dad's name is Jim, so.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
hey, Jim.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah,
Cool
he's
guy.
ahead of the game, but he wanted to know, when will scholarship decisions be released?
So again, the application closes on March 1st. Our goal is to start notifying students hopefully before March is over. We are hoping for
Nice.
a quick turnaround time. Again, I guess it kind of depends on how many applicants we have and how many applications have to be reviewed. But again, our goal would probably be the end of March or early April.
And that goes for FAFSA as well?
FAFSA
A
will-
lot of questions about that, so maybe reiterate that.
Yeah, so again, if you didn't hear earlier, we have not started packaging anybody for the next academic year, so don't think like, oh, hey, cool, Kennesaw forgot about me. We didn't. Again, we are waiting for a system update and should hopefully start awarding for 2021 within the next probably 6 weeks or so.
Can I say one thing as
go
well?
ahead.
So I run our out-of-state tuition waiver in the admissions office. So if you're out there in Facebook land and you're an out-of-state student, or you're a parent that just happened upon this Facebook Live right now, or
Super
you
cool
see it
school
in
named
a
Kennesaw.
week, that's why you're like, why not check out Kennesaw? Then there is an opportunity. It's not everybody gets one. It's competitive. But go to the admissions website, admissions.kennesaw.edu, and check out the out-of-state tuition waiver. I run that process. We love to have out-of-state students at KSU, and we really want talented ones. And the tuition waiver acts like a scholarship. But it's just awarded from admissions. And it takes you from paying our out-of-state tuition to in-state tuition. So significant savings.
Great.
And it's for your entire time at KSU earning your bachelor's degree. So that's pretty sweet.
Awesome.
So check it out.
Okay. Next question comes from Tara. Are there major specific scholarship opportunities available based or besides the general KSU scholarship opportunities?
Did you say something about majors?
Major specific scholarships.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, if you complete the Kennesaw Foundation Scholarship, it will know what your major is, or it will ask you. So again, if you are a Coles College, it will ping you to all of the Coles scholarships. Again, same thing with STEM or STEAM, it'll match you up with those scholarships. But again, that doesn't stop you from looking at outside sources. Females in this category, males studying this, whatever sets you apart from everybody else. Start with that. It sounds so silly, but I'm sure you've all heard, oh, there's a scholarship for left-hand kids. There is a scholarship for those who have, who write with their left hand. You just have to go out there and find them.
Okay. Next, Susan wants to know, should parents attend open house or just the students?
Parents should attend. We want it to be a family thing. We want everyone to be able to come and experience KSU because, when you come to college, it's not just your student going to college, it's the parents too. They're getting to experience those things with their student, especially if it's your first time having a kid and they're going to college. So we would love for everyone, mom, dad, and student to come and experience open house with us.
If this is your fourth kid,
You just send them.
just drop them off.
They'll be fine.
Put them on the bus line.
No, we want you here.
You want to come too, because even if just at the end of the day, you are eating for free in the Commons or in Stingers, that's a win. You get to eat like a college kid for a meal, and you can cheat for that meal. So there are legit things in Stingers and the Commons.
And you can go, you don't have to stick with your kid the entire time.
Yeah, that's
I would
right.
say,
Leave them.
what, if there's, leave them.
You go over
You
there.
can come hang out with the financial aid office.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because their kids aren't going to know what's next.
That's where the parents will be. Yeah.
No, I think it's good.
We should put food
you
in
want
the
to
financial
go.
aid office.
Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe there's something that you're
there you
interested in, academics. But maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe there's a major that your kid is interested in. Maybe they have two. So you go to one academic session and then they go to another academic session and you come back and talk about it at lunch at an all-you-can-eat dining facility at both Kennesaw and Marietta.
Right.
So.
Plus, if you're not here, how are you going to verify that what your kid tells you is the truth?
Truth.
We put a lot of faith in
truth.
it.
That's right.
Okay.
I have a college kid. I have to
You
say
know how it
that.
goes.
Yeah. I got kids.
Does she check her email?
Does she check her email?
She's pretty good about it. She's
Okay,
actually
good.
pretty good about it. I think because she's mainly watching for when is my Amazon package coming? So then she happens to get academic stuff while she's in there.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, win-win.
Cool. Okay, Lori wants to know, how is the Zell affected if a class is dropped not during drop ad? So I guess a withdrawal.
Deep.
Okay, cool. So after drop ad, whatever your student is in, it will count as an attempted hour towards their Hope or Zell 127-hour cap. Their funds won't be returned as long as they've stay in at least one class that is degree applicable. So again, there's this huge misconception that, oh, I have to be full-time to get Hope, or oh, I have to be half-time. If you're in 12 hours and you withdraw and you're now in 9, you still get your Hope or your Zell. Honestly, they don't care. You could take 1 credit hour up to 15. They'll still pay for your class. So again, if you're withdrawing from a class, that's fine. Just keep in mind there's a maximum number of withdrawals you can have at Kennesaw. If you have questions about that, registrar's office. But again, it's just going to count as an attempted hour towards your 127-hour cap.
So I think, Sam, you waded into like debunking some of these myths, and I think this is probably a good time to throw some of those other ones out. So what are some other myths that you would like to debunk?
Honestly, we kind of talked about it, that the FAFSA was hard. It might be hard your first time, but I promise you, once you put that notch in your belt, it really won't be that scary. Or that your parents make too much money and that you're not going to qualify for anything. You really never know. Again, it doesn't hurt to fill out the application. Sure, it might be a little time consuming. But again, you can get it done in probably half an hour. Again, if you've got questions or, again, oh, I heard this, I heard that, come see us. We will give you the right and wrong.
What about, we've got summer term coming up. I think there's a myth around summer and financial aid, and maybe summer and hope. So what are some of those myths, and you just debunk them?
So again,
yeah.
If you're meeting that 3.0 GPA for Hope or your 3.3 for Zell, it will continue to pay out. Again, whether you're in a 1 credit hour lab or if you're in a full 15 credit hours, that's going to be a great summer for you. But Hope or Zell will still pay for it as long as you maintain that GPA.
Don't do it.
Don't overwhelm yourself. But yeah, I mean, Hope or Zell will continue to pay out for you as long as you're maintaining that GPA.
Nice. So it sounds like we have a lot of people out there that should join us this summer.
Yeah, come hang out.
Come hang out with us this summer.
We'll be here.
Whoa.
Your boss just logged on, Jordan. Say hey to Jackie.
Which boss? Oh,
Jackie.
hey, Jackie.
We can see you.
Which boss? It's either Jackie or my wife. No, I'm just kidding. There's others.
Amazing.
They're all women too, so no more woman jokes. Okay.
Okay. Toby wants to know, do we stack scholarships?
Meaning, can you get more than one? Yes.
Yes.
Well, there's a certain amount you can get. Really haven't seen that happen all that often. But yeah, absolutely. Bring us all what you got. And congratulations if you got more than one.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Trisha wants to know, what's the last ACT you can take and still qualify for Zell? Did you guys know those dates?
I don't know the date, but I can tell you it has to be done before they graduate high school, and it has to be done in one sitting. You can't mix and match super score or whatever it's called. Yeah. It's got to be done in one sitting, and yeah, before you graduate.
Before you actually graduate.
Okay.
Good question. And again, I'll just throw it out there. If you guys are, still in high school and you're curious, GeorgiaFutures.org. That will have what your current status is. If you don't see anything out there, please reach out to your high school guidance counselor. Once you graduate, your high school is responsible for sending your final transcript to GSFC, Georgia Student Finance Commission. They determine whether you're Hope or Zell eligible coming out of high school. It is not KSU. So again, you want to make sure that your high school has your social security number on file, that we're not searching for some ghost student out there. Again, they have until June 30th to send your final transcript to GSFC. So you probably won't know, at least on KSU side, we won't start awarding Hope or Zell unless it's a preliminary status until July. But again, you can go online, georgiafutures.org at any time and see what your current eligibility is.
Okay. Darlene wants to know, her daughter will be attending as a freshman for fall.
Hooty hoo.
When can they expect to know how much her bill will be?
Well, sign up for orientation. That's when you register for classes. You can always go online to the Bursar's office website and see the tuition and fee chart. I don't think they have one posted for next year, but the one for this academic year is posted. Again, we charge per credit hour here at KSU, so it depends on how many classes the student registers for, and again, whether they have a financial aid application on file or not. But I would say once you sign up for orientation and the student actually registers for classes, maybe 48 hours to actually see the bill.
All right, awesome. We have a student who wants to transfer to KSU for fall
Awesome.
2020.
All right. We would love to have you.
Going down.
They want to know when they need to apply by.
Yesterday.
So our deadline for transfer students is June 12th, but obviously we want you to apply now. Go ahead and start that process. So you can apply online through our admissions page, admissions.kennesaw.edu. You'll apply as a transfer student. It's going to take you out to Georgia Futures, so just make sure that you create an account if you haven't already. And then submit to us a transcript from every college that you've attended. And you'll need to complete 30 or more transferable semester hours, have a college GPA of a 2.0 or higher. We would hope that it's much higher than a 2.0, but that's our minimum. So 30 transferable semester hours, 2.0. Go ahead and submit your application today. Once we have your application and your transcripts, our decision turnaround time is usually around 3 to 4 weeks. So it's pretty fast, and that way you can start signing up for orientation, making sure you get in your Fafsa as soon as possible, do the scholarship application by March 1st, all of those good things. So you got to do it today to be able to meet that March 1st deadline.
All right. Jordan, you may not know this one.
Uh-oh.
Living in
Hot
a
seat.
stump
I'm glad
yet.
it's not me. No, I'm just kidding.
They're curious. Mark's curious. What was the average GPA of the last incoming class?
Mark.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
It was
Of the
stumped.
actual enrolled
Stumped.
class or of our admitted pool?
Let's go enrolled. The ones that actually came. Yeah.
Best guess.
I would be throwing out a number, to be very honest with you, because I haven't thought about those numbers in probably about
Couple months.
a couple months. That's being generous. About 6 months. So I want to say our number was around a 3.34 academic GPA. It's somewhere around there. So it's not above a 3.5, and it's really not below a.
Ooh, getting some data from Casey from Honors.
Oh,
She said 3.75 average GPA for Honors.
That's Honors. She's trying to. What's up, Honors? That's
plug.
Casey
Hello.
Waldsmith. So Jacinta's queen of dual enrollment. Casey's the queen of all trades when it comes to the Honors College. She was in Samantha's hot seat not too long ago.
Thanks for joining us,
Last
Casey.
month, yeah. So 3.75 for Honors. That's awesome. And also, Casey, we have a day with Honors on Valentine's Day. I'll bring you a special gift, or maybe I won't. I might forget. So typical man. But I will definitely have myself there. That's gift enough. And we're going to have a great day with Honors. So if you are interested in coming to Honors and being part of that 3.75 average GPA, or maybe even better, then sign up for a day with Honors. You can do that at our visit website. You can also do that on the Honors website, honors.kennesaw.edu, become a part of the KSU Journey Honors College. But no, for Mark, we're right there. I think it's like a 3.34.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've gotten several more questions about the types of scholarships, the umbrella. There's apparently a myth going around that there are individual scholarships, but there is one application. Let's reiterate that.
Yeah.
Yes, one application for the several
Anything and
individual
everything.
scholarships.
Yes.
Anything that is funded by KSU and the foundation and the donors.
Yep.
One big old application, and I'm just going to do a little writing center plug. If you are struggling with writing your scholarship essays, I highly recommend seeing if you can, book an appointment with the writing center. If they are booked, because again, you've got 3 weeks left, it's not a whole lot of time. They have this really cool PDF with specific scholarship essay tips. So I
Nice.
highly recommend checking out their website. We do typically offer some workshops, but now that we're so close to the deadline, those have passed. But again, Writing Center is your friend. Utilize those resources. Again, that's what those student fees are for. Mm-hmm. These resources that are available to you guys on campus. Use them.
And if you go into the scholarship application, you can actually see all these different scholarship awards and what their purpose is and what they're looking for. And so there are a ton that are out there. And take a look. And I'll say, I like to share my own experience. I did not go to KSU for my undergrad, but while I was an undergrad, I received 3 different scholarships at the institution that I attended. I'm not that smart.
Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you. Much to my parents' chagrin, I'm a survivor. And so, not that part with my parents, the smart part. But so part of why I got these scholarships was I took the time to apply. I think that's a lot of times life's busy, right? And even for your students, although we as parents may disagree, but life's busy for them. And a little bit of parental prodding never hurt anybody, right? Or maybe it hurt too much, but they need to take the time to fill out the scholarship application. Really, like Sam's talking about, is really give it the effort that it deserves, because you're going to receive money on the other end. Hopefully, it's well worth your time. And
People do read the essays, I promise you.
Yeah, there you go.
I've done
there you
it.
go.
Yes,
So-
I've done it too. So
Right, yeah.
we read through them.
Yeah. So take your time, do apply, get it turned in. March 1st is the deadline, but don't wait until the bitter end, because something will always come up.
Yes. Make sure your pop-up blockers off.
Yes.
They have a huge issue with
That's a
that.
good tip.
Yep.
Okay, we have 5 minutes left. Do you have any other tips you want to share, Sam? We have a couple more questions, but I don't know if there's anything else specific.
We do have offices located on both Kennesaw and the Marietta campus. Again, every student has a specified financial aid counselor. We have a really cool tool on our website called Ask Scrappy 24/7, little chat box.
Boom.
If
Do
you
it.
can't answer it, it gets forwarded to us and we will get back to you.
Nice.
Again, call us if you need us. Our website says it, but we really are here to help.
All right, we have time for a couple more questions.
Awesome. Let's go.
Okay. Ooh, here's the big one. That may be a little bit long.
If you like Becca's commentary, comment below. But make sure you say a lot, because then she'll actually read it out loud.
Okay, be nice. Okay. When do you find, we'll give Casey a shout out. When do you find out if you qualify for Honors College, and what are the benefits?
Nice.
Can we get a brief overview?
Casey, you're on the Facebook Live. Why don't you just jump in and answer?
Give us a comment, Casey.
I'll say from my experience of working with the Honors College, their turnaround time is really quick. So they have a holistic review process. If you again, honors.kennesaw.edu, they have an application eligibility portion. That's where the application for honors is housed. And there's one, much like the scholarship application, there's one application for honors. There's two cohorts within honors, pegs and great books. I'm not going to take the time to explain them. You can check them out because you're on the website. But if you want to even apply for the special cohorts, you can do that there in the one application. But once you submit your application, if you've been admitted to the university, you meet the honors minimum criteria. They take usually about a week, maybe sometimes, I'm going to speak for KSC, 2 weeks, just depends on how busy they are to make a decision. But they have a really quick turnaround time. And they are reading your essays. They are reviewing you in a holistic fashion. They're looking for a diverse group of students that are like-minded to join the Honors College. And the Honors College is really an incredible opportunity to enhance your undergraduate education and really get involved here at KSU. So definitely check out the KSU Journey Honors College.
Awesome. Okay. We got a couple more questions regarding when people will be notified. I think they've joined at different times, so maybe they didn't catch it. But let's reiterate that one more time before we sign off. There's 3 minutes left.
Okay, so any individual coming for the 2021 academic year, you should start seeing awards on your account populate mid-March. Again, make sure your FAFSA is done. Even if you're not 100% sure KSU is your school, you have the ability to list 10 schools on your FAFSA. So don't
Do you know our code?
Yes.
I can put it in the comments. Let's
okay.
share our code.
001577. You can
Nice.
always search.
What do you win?
You can search for Kennesaw, but everybody's
That's the code for the FAFSA.
001577. That will get your FAFSA electronically sent to KSU.
Nice.
Once it's completed, it typically takes about 48 hours for it to get to us. But again, FAFSA is due March 1st. Scholarship application due March 1st. If you're not selected for verification, your award should start populating mid-March. If you're selected for verification, we'd love your documents here by May 1st. June 1st is fine too. But again, if they're not here by that date, we as an office cannot guarantee that your financial aid will be ready for final payment deadline. So help us help you get your documents in early. If you've got questions about what's required, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Again, you can call us, email us, FINAID, finaid@kennesaw.edu.
Call me if you want.
Nice.
Sorry.
Oh, got a dual enrollment question here.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
ready.
yeah, that's
I'm ready.
the one.
I'm ready.
We'll finish strong. If you're a current dual enrollment student, when can you apply for the Honors College?
You should be doing that now. So don't wait. You, as a dual enrollment student that is graduating for May of 2020, you are able to fill out the housing application. You can go ahead and do the scholarship application, which is due March 1st. Go ahead and start the application process for the Honors College, honors.kennesaw.edu. The application for the holistic review is online now.
All right, we got 1 minute left, guys.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
No more questions?
we got
No more questions.
but-
Hey, throw another question
yeah,
out.
cool.
We're
We
fine.
got
We got a
this.
minute.
Okay. Here, may find a short one. How many people get admitted to the Honors College?
Varies from year to year. We got a lot of honors questions tonight.
Casey did
I think
that.
Casey's
Right,
out
she
pumping
started
these
it.
people.
She is.
Right. So right now, the Honors College has around 1,400 students. So put that in perspective. We have about 34,500 undergraduates. So very small population community here within the institution. Very special. You're very special.
You're all very special.
They would love, yes, everybody's special. But they would love to have more Honors College students. We think we have an incredible Honors College and really
Absolutely.
an incredible opportunity for students here to come to an institution like KSU with a big name, a lot of students in an incredible location, being in Metro Atlanta, and then have the opportunities that they offer at a very affordable cost. So they're going to admit everybody that meets what they're looking for. They really don't have a cap right now on students. I mean, they may get mad at me for saying that. But please apply to the Honors College and become part of the class of fall of 2020. Yeah. So we are at our very end. Samantha, you have been fantastic.
Well, thank you, Jordan. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jacinta. I really
Fantastic.
appreciate it coming on out tonight.
Thank you so
Hopefully
much.
you guys got some good information.
Yes.
It's really all
Yes.
about you.
We did.
Continue with your questions below. We'll answer them as we're able to. You're going to have some great links out there, so make sure you click on the links, do all the things. Do your FAFSA, sign up for scholarships, come to open house. We'd love to see you. Don't forget our deadlines. And we have a tradition of ending with allies and then making them flitter away. Okay, so
Yeah.
you ready? We're going to do
Ready?
this.
All right.
And we always say hootie hoo at the end. So we're going to do
Ready?
Yep, let's
Ready?
do
Okay. We
allies
connect it.
and then one hootie hoo. Hootie hoo!